How do you convey a dystopia? That exact question has challenged thousands of writers over many years. Marching soldiers, cameras, and large cities are all some of the obvious and most famous hallmarks, and it's understandable why. All those things work effectively to create an atmosphere of oppression. But there's one more all too common element that I've hardly seen discussed. Public address systems. PA systems may seem undeserving of their own video, more befitting of an offhanded mention in an overarching discussion of dystopias. But that wouldn't do its incredible world-building capability justice. So, let me try my hand at proving to you just how powerful a PA system really is. Let's start with what I'm defining as a PA system. Simply put, anything meant to make an announcement to a large group of people. However, with the stipulation that the announcer must be removed from the location. So, no town criers or otherwise present announcers. So, what are some examples of well-implemented PA systems? For all these examples, I'll be using video games, as they tend to have the most flexibility, and are the best at expertly utilizing them. I'll start with a recognizable one, the Overwatch voice from the Half-Life series. Like the other examples you'll see, Overwatch has no direct impact on the player in-game. In fact, most of these announcements address the opposing Combine troops instead of the player. But listening in on them gives an incredible amount of insight into the world and the Combine.
Attention, residents. Miscount detected in your block. Cooperation with your civil protection team permits full ration reward. Attention, protection team. Status evasion in progress in this community. Respond, isolate, inquire.
The occasional announcement that is directed at the player shows even further how oppressive the Combine are, inventing whole new crimes.
Attention, protection team. Status evasion in progress in this community. Respond, isolate, inquire. Alert, community ground protection units. Local unrest structure detected. Assemble, administer, pacify.
I find the extensive use of medical jargon to be one of the most notable aspects, like the Combine see themselves as doctors somehow curing humanity. Or, at least, that's what they use to keep their soldiers in line. The Combine soldiers are altered versions of humans, and just how much humanity they retain is very unclear. Radio messages imply it could be more than what's obvious on the surface, using rewards and threats to keep them in line.
Reward notice. Protection team member. Your family cohesion is preserved.
And, of course, the Combine offer other types of rewards.
Rank leaders. Reminder. 100 sterilized credits qualifies non-mechanical reproduction simulation.
That last line has become something of a meme in the Half-Life community because, sex funny, but it does a better job than maybe any other piece of lore at showing just how oppressive the Combine are. Because of the Combine suppression field, even sex has been made impossible. The city of Rapture from BioShock is a shithole under the sea. There is no other truthful way to describe it. The story of how Rapture fell into the state it's currently in is deep, to say the least, and this video isn't about BioShock's lore. But there's no need to know exactly what transpired in Rapture to know it has fallen far from its heyday. In spite of the chaos, the PA system still works tirelessly to spread products and propaganda.
Wallet a little light? At Surgical Savings, we'll happily work out an affordable payment plan for any major procedure. Potentially terminal illnesses won't wait until payday, should you?
Attention! Any public congregation of more than 4 persons is considered an actionable offense.
The contrast of normal everyday announcements to the surrounding anarchy shows just how steep the city is in corruption. The most popular propaganda playset is Jim and Mary, where the smart man Jim corrects the stupid woman Mary in typical sexist 1950s fashion.
Hey, Mary, what's with the sourpuss?
Have you heard what's going on down in Apollo Square? I hear they're putting people in cages.
There you go again, Mary. Listening to the rumor bug. Rapture Security is just rounding up the worst of the worst until the council can try them in a proper forum.
People say there have been executions.
People say lots of irresponsible things. That doesn't mean you have to embolden Atlas and his bandits by repeating them. Remember, Mary, Rapture security is our security.
What little government is left in Rapture has given up trying to control the insane populace with law, now only uniting them against a common enemy: parasites. Andrew Ryan explains what he means by parasite in this audio diary.
What is the difference between a man and a parasite? A man builds, a parasite asks, "Where's my share?" A man creates, a parasite says, "What will the neighbors think?" A man invents, a parasite says, "Watch out, or you might tread on the toes of God."
The real meaning of parasite has simply been twisted to mean outsider. All the splicers in Rapture do little more than violently take, yet still seem obsessed with this idea of bringing the parasites to justice. Little Sisters, which Rapture depends on for their ability to produce gene-altering Adam, get special attention in some of the announcements.
The Little Sisters Orphanage. In troubled times, give your little girl the life that she deserves. Boarding and education free of charge. After all, children are the future of Rapture.
Little Sisters are fiercely guarded by their protectors, Big Daddies, but that doesn't stop the occasional Adam addict from trying his luck. Both the examples so far have shown how PA systems can be used to control, but each with specific goals already in mind. The PA might react to what you do, but rarely so. This does a good job of making the setting feel greater than yourself, but can minimize your very real impact on the world. Frostpunk works to do the exact opposite. Instead of static announcements, you directly work to change them. There's one announcement at the start and end of every workday, and they begin fairly innocuous.
Get to work. Move, people. There's plenty to do. End of shift. Go rest all who can.
The city of New London is a frozen hellscape, but the announcer is still almost nice. I like to imagine the announcements come from the massive generator that heats the city. It's nothing like the propaganda from Rapture and the Combine, just a simple call to work and rest. After your city has survived for long enough, though, you'll discover something horrible. The unrest caused from discovering the failed city forces you to either choose faith or order to keep your people under control. Which option you pick has a plethora of consequences, both immediate and later down the line. One of those consequences, of course, is the PA system.
Come, lads. We must work harder. The work shift starts.
Your Book of Laws acts like the game's skill tree, only you unlock various decrees instead of abilities. Each option has its own respective skill tree, and each law grows more and more radical. As your laws radicalize, so do your announcements.
Attention, shift is over. Proceed to quarters. Praise our glorious leader.
Many different elements help convey the impact of your actions on your people, but there's nothing quite as effective as being called Glorious Leader like it's the center of Pyongyang. I was curious to see how the last Autumn DLC would handle this, as the persistent threat of the frost is no longer present. In fact, your goal is to build a generator while the cold is still yet to hit. This calm environment also leads to a casual announcer.
Shift's over. Stow your tools.
But the workplace isn't a paradise. Conditions worsen and break down, eventually culminating in a strike. As with the main game, you will be forced with two options, either to side with the low-class workers or the elite engineers. The workers' announcements start fairly tame, and even end surprisingly peacefully, even if their laws don't quite reflect this calmness.
Work's over for the day. Time to rest. Get up, workers. Report for duty.
But while the workers' path might get bad, the engineers' is far worse.
Please report to your workplaces.
quickly.
The site is no longer just a workplace, but a penal colony slave camp.